Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here. Hopefully you're all having an awesome weekend. In today's GTA 5 video, I'm doing another Q&A video where I take your questions from Twitter and I answer them all in this video. So we've got a lot of questions today, so let's not waste any more time and let's jump straight into it. All right, our first question today comes from Brian, who says, when do you think Gunrunning is coming out? So the reason I'm answering this again is because we don't know. Rockstar haven't provided any information other than they said it's going to come out in the spring and or the summer. So we know spring lasts until like 3 weeks into June, I believe it is, and then summer is after that, and it lasts almost till September. My prediction is that it's going to be in early June. It could easily come out later than that. It could easily come out before that, sometime in May. All I know is that all the content that Rockstar has used from Cunning Stunt Special Vehicle Circuit has been exhausted. So in order for them to add something new into the game, they've got to add a new DLC. So you know they're not going to go too terribly long without adding a new update into the game. But I honestly think May is going to be their break month, because if you think about it, they've been adding new content since the beginning of March and then all the way in April with all the tunables cars and the adversary modes. So I think Rockstar might take the month of May as kind of like a downtime, especially because a lot of people are in school, have final exams, are ending up the year. And I think they're going to wait towards more of the summer-ish period in June to release an update like this when more people are likely to be able to play their game. So that's still going to be my prediction, June 6th. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comment section down below as well. When do you think the Gunrunning update is going to be coming out and why? All right, moving on to our next question from Xavier Killa, who said, could we be seeing new information on the next DLC on Tuesday? So Xavier is talking about just a couple days from now on Tuesday when the tunables are set to update. So yeah, there's always a possibility that Rockstar could announce new information on any given day. It doesn't have to be a Tuesday, but this Tuesday could make a lot of sense for the reasons I mentioned earlier, because there's no more tunables content left in the game. They could easily announce new sales and bonuses and discounts and stuff that's going to be going on online for the next couple of weeks. And then at the very end, they might give us maybe a little teaser about Gunrunning, maybe a screenshot or two that shows off maybe some feature or part of new content that's going to be included in the update. That would be awesome. Or at least a mention that said, hey, check back next week. We're going to have a Gunrunning trailer or something like that. You never know. But yeah, there's always the possibility. And if that is the case, that's going to be pretty cool. Up next, we have a question from Melvin, who says, with the current discounts ending on May 1st, what would you like to see happen next as far as discounts go? As far as discounts go, I just want it to be good, usable content. I like the Benny's upgrade stuff. I love the fact that the Insurgent's on a discount right now. So more stuff like that. Discounts on content that we actually use, not like the Nagasaki dinghy boat. Now, as far as double money and RP goes, I would love it if Rockstar did multiple money heist, even though I just finished them. So I don't think I'd necessarily want to go back and do them all over again, but I know people would love that. 2 times money and RP on the heist, maybe some 2 times money and RP on the biker stuff or the CEO stuff. That would be pretty exciting too. Just some great ways to make money and some useful discounts is really all I can ask for the next couple weeks or so. Like I mentioned, especially because there's no more new content Rockstar can add in the game. And because of that, they might make the discounts that much even better. So I guess we're just going to have to wait and see for just a couple days to see what's going to happen. Up next, we have a question from Georgia Dude, who says, what retro vehicles do you want to see in the Gunrunning DLC? Oh, I've got a couple for you. The Rustler plane from San Andreas would be awesome. The Sea Sparrow from Vice City, kind of like the Dodo seaplane of helicopters. I'd love to see them make a Patriot retro custom. It's like an old Hummer that is more military based. And the same thing with the Mesa. I'd love to see a Canis Mesa retro custom too. That's more of like a military style Jeep. That would be so much better. And I'm sure that Rockstar could add some new retro vehicles that we've never seen in the GTA franchise as well. And that would be pretty exciting too, especially for the military theme. So yeah, I've got a couple up my sleeve that I think would be awesome, but I'd love to get some surprises too from Rockstar. That would be even better. Up next, we have a question from Ali, who says, do you think Rockstar will add more camo paint jobs and camo liveries to the guns? I certainly hope so, especially with the DLC called Gunrunning. I do hope there's an emphasis on weapons. I'd like to see some new attachments. I'd like to see, new camos like you mentioned. I wonder what else they're going to do to the weapons themselves. It would be cool if we could deconstruct them, make them a little bit more personalized, maybe add different types of ammo like full metal jacket or tracer rounds or armor piercing. I don't know, just stuff like that would be pretty cool, especially if it's going to be called Gunrunning. Like I said, I hope there's a good and nice emphasis on the guns and the weapons in the game, hopefully adding some new ones too. Anyways, moving on, we have a question from Josh Mo, who says, when Rockstar changes the interior to the ammunition, will they make a new interior or just rearrange the old one? My prediction is they're going to do exactly what they did in Lowriders Customs Classics, where they like shifted around the position of some of the weapons. So what they did is they brought like the handheld pistols and the melee stuff like in the cabinet, making more room on that other wall. I think they might utilize like the other side of the ammunition too, where like the body armor is. They might put some stuff in those little cases as well, which would make more room on the wall, because as you probably are going to guess, there's going to be new weapons in this update. It would literally shock me if Rockstar didn't add a new set of weapons, or at least 1 to 2 to 3 in this update, given the fact that the name is most likely going to be called Gunrunning. That would probably be the shock of a lifetime. So yeah, it's probably just going to be rearranged interior and not necessarily a redesigned one. Up next, we have a question from Dalesy, who says, do you think they would use the crate drops in the Gunrunning DLC? So Dalesy is talking about something that some of you guys might not know about. A long time ago, Rockstar would do random crate drops in lobbies, and it's really cool. They would come with like a bunch of body armor, snacks, a bunch of other rare items as well, like clothing, t-shirts, beer hats that you couldn't get in any other way possible. And when they removed that, it was pretty sad. So I would love it if Rockstar brought something like that back, because it was so fun to see like the entire lobby converge onto one location, trying to get one box. It was just really, really cool. And to see them bring that back would be amazing. I'm sure they could do it for a more kind of technical standpoint, or maybe relate it to some of the missions we could be doing. But either way, just bringing it back would be really awesome. Moving on, we have a question from Scorpio, who says, if we are able to customize Pegasus vehicles with Gunrunning, do you think we'll be able to sell them? So obviously that's not a confirmation. Customizing Pegasus vehicles would be awesome, as we've talked about in the past, but not necessarily. Rockstar could do something like a gun locker for the Pegasus vehicles, where we're able to organize them, maybe do a little bit of customization, but selling them is certainly not a thing we can do. Just like with the weapons right now, we can't sell our weapons back to the ammunition store. At a minimum, I'd like to see the gun locker for the Pegasus vehicles so that I could put some of them away that I don't need, but customizing them would be the ultimate goal. As I've talked about in previous videos, I've got so many ideas, like locations you could use, customization types you could do. So yeah, that would be awesome, although I think it's a little bit unlikely, just given Rockstar's past. All right, our next question comes from Legend Gamer, who says, do you think the Gunrunning DLC will still be in public lobbies only? Unfortunately, Legend, I do think that's going to be the case. The CEO stuff, the biker stuff, and the import-export stuff have all required you to be in public lobbies, and I would imagine that the militia, military, gun-running stuff is going to be the exact same way, which is a bummer because of the griefers and just the way that public lobbies are, but also on PC due to the hacking and modding situation. Public lobbies aren't safe, and if the only way to enjoy the DLC is to go into a public lobby where you can get hacked and, have modders do crazy stuff to you, doesn't really seem fair to me. So hopefully Rockstar addressed that issue before this update comes out. Our next question comes from Khalid, who says, why on the recent DLC do Rockstars release the trailer when the DLC comes out? Do you think this will happen with Gunrunning? So he's referring to the fact that we don't get a trailer before the update comes out, which oddly enough, Rockstar did kind of the opposite with. They released a trailer for Tiny Racers, like I think 4 or 5 days before it came out. But I think they do that for a reason. It's because they know the trailers get looked at a lot, and maybe they want the content to remain as much of a surprise as possible. That way, when you see it on day one, it's all brand new. And to the casual player that isn't following, YouTubers like myself or leaks or the Newswire all that frequently, it makes sense for the trailer to be released on the day of. That way, you see it, you get a little bit of a taste, and then you get hyped and you want to go online and check out the content. But it'll be interesting to see what they do for Gunrunning. My prediction is they do the same thing. They just release the trailer on the day the update comes out. Moving on, we have a question, another one from George Dude, who says, do you think we'll get 3 different size warehouses or just one size warehouse in the Gunrunning DLC? I'm pretty sure he's talking about bunkers. I think multiple size bunkers in multiple locations would be the preference. I, especially for this, don't think there's a one size fits all. And that's kind of what I don't like about the CEO offices, is they're the exact same, just with a different location on the map. I wish there was some differences on the inside, kind of like how there are 3 different yachts. I think that that's cool. For the CEO crate stuff, there's 3 different size warehouses, which I think makes sense. So yeah, I want some players to have some variety, some options, and at least give them the choice that if they want a bigger or a smaller bunker, they will have the possibility. Unlike what we have with the import-export stuff warehouse, there's only one size, and sometimes that could be too much, sometimes that might not be enough. So again, having the options to choose there is nice. Moving on, we have a question from Dino, who says, if you could turn any car into an O Death version, what would it be? Example would be Faggio of Death. So that would be pretty extreme. I think I would stay with the muscle cars. So probably the first one that pops to my mind is the Dominator O Death. You get the D's there that sounds really nicely. I imagine some sort of like death race car, and it would also be cool if they weren't all the same. Like the Duke of Death, it's just armored. That's pretty much it. It would be cool if like the Mustang or the Dominator got like miniguns on the front as well as armor plating, or one of them got like a bulldozer wedge in front of it. That could be pretty cool if Rockstar did like a death race style update. That would be so awesome. There's so many crazy examples from movies like Mad Max and even the death race movie itself that would be really cool for online. A little crazy and a little ridiculous, but I could still see so many players having just an absolute bunch of fun with an update like that. And then our last question today comes from Dan Phillips, who says, is there any more information about future DLCs after Gunrunning? Unfortunately not. The only thing Rockstar said is that Gunrunning and more is coming in spring and summer. Now, I don't know if that more part refers to the tunables content featured in Gunrunning, or if that's an entirely separate new update that'll be coming out after Gunrunning releases. That I'm really not too sure of. That's Rockstar's like weird wording right there coming into play again. I would imagine that the and more refers to the Gunrunning content and not necessarily another update, although that would be nice and certainly surprising. I think that Gunrunning may end up being like one of the last big updates for online, especially if Red Dead Redemption 2 is still on schedule. So we will just have to wait and see for more information from Rockstar. But really, that's all the information I have for you guys in this video today. Hopefully you did enjoy and all the questions that I'm going to be touching on. As always, if you want to possibly be featured in the next video, all you got to do is go in the description, follow me on Twitter, and use the hashtag AskBoss. Whatever, I'm looking for Q&A questions, and you might find yourself featured in the next one. If you guys did go and enjoy this one, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. Without the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.